It's all good. We'll edit everything out. I'm gonna pull a chair up if that's all right.
Yeah.
Did you see our knit shirts?
No, I was
Stand. Never ignore the circumstance at hand.
Stand. Never ignore the circumstance
At hand. Snitch. So the circumstance is taking place. Stand your ground, but go tell authorities as well.
Exactly.
And you know what I'm saying? And then the problem is, what are the authorities gonna do? So I got 3 awareness points. One is directed toward the kids. It's okay to go and tell. But then the second awareness point would be toward the authorities, the teachers, the librarians, the people. What are you doing to help this circumstance? And then the third awareness point would be to the bully. Do you want to be a part of the problem or a part of the solution? Were you bullied? If you were, do you remember what it felt like to be bullied? Do you want to carry on this generational curse? If not, then come see us. Let us help you. If not, take the consequence.
Right.
It might be jail time. It could be, so, yeah. All right, so what is, let's see here. How popular is the topic of bullying as of now?
I don't really like to think of it as being popular. I think it has become the latest buzzword. And many times it's misinterpreted. People want to label many things as bullying when it's actually not the true definition of bullying. Just because someone doesn't want to play with you today at recess is not truly bullying.
Right.
And I think that a true bullying is when it's repeated behavior. And it's not because it's not if someone won't play with you. It's if you personally feel violated or you personally feel threatened. Right. That's the key. So, and it's not just among children, it's among adults as well. True. Good. Well, what can we do to raise more awareness on the topic? I mean, October is Bully Awareness Month. But what can we do as a community, as leaders, to continue the awareness of bullying other than just the month of October? Right. I think that it's very important education. And not just educating our children, but educating adults. Correct. Many times adults have those tendencies to treat other adults or people they see in Walmart or they see in the neighborhood with that type behavior. And we've got to realize that our children are like sponges. They're going to mimic the role models they have in their life. Correct. And unfortunately, not all of our children have positive role models that we wish that they did have. Right. So there we have to, as far as people that do interact with children, whether it be at daycare, whether it be in the school settings, or whether it be at church, we have to be that positive role model for those children, letting them know, how this makes others feel, why what they're doing is wrong. Right. So the biggest key is not punishment. The biggest key is education. It's education. That's right. Because if we continue to punish, that sets off a bad vibe, a bad spirit. It teaches, it teaches the wrong message. I mean, anyone can get punished or slapped on the hand, but correction, education. Right. And the thing is that we want to correct the behavior, and just by punishing. Are we truly making that individual aware of why what you're doing? Right, raising awareness of why they're doing what they're doing. Exactly. Because if they don't ever understand why they got in trouble, that tends to lead to bitterness, resentment, unforgiveness, these things that could create another level of mentality of bullying. Right, and many of these adults or young adults or young children have been victims of that type of behavior themselves. And so they're just dealing with the feelings they have by, exuding those feelings on someone else. Right, that's right. Well, thank you so much. You're so welcome. Thank you much. So, all right. Yeah, we're going to edit it. She's actually doing editing, and she already knows how.
Suicide that come into play because of it. Right. So, I mean, using the consequences, knowing what happens because of it. Yeah. I guess.
Yep, good. Okay, y'all both. Come on, kiddos.
So, do you deal with bullying on a daily basis?
Yeah, I do actually. I work in the YMCA, and there's actually a child that gets made fun of every day because he's in speech. So, it's hard to deal with it in certain matters, but I do see it, and it's something that needs to be fixed.
No, I have to stop it. So, how can we reinvent the message into times for now?
A good way is in elementary school and in high school they have a whole week dedicated to, prevention of bullying. And in elementary school they also use art, and they have a phrase called stomp out bullying. And then in high school they use more of the consequences to bullying, such as suicide and depression. So just making them aware of the consequences using that whole week is a good way to relay the message.
It's awesome. Okay, thank you.
Is that all?
How can we prevent kids or people from being targets of bullying?
I think a lot of that is home and school connection. Home, making sure that we raise children who are confident in themselves, have good feelings about themselves. School, we often teach the kids to be resilient. No matter what comes their way, they have the confidence to carry themselves and be problem solvers. And also just being assertive in their feelings, in their decisions, in their actions. And then that way, maybe we would lessen the chance of them being bullied.
What is the difference between conflict and bullying?
Conflict, normally we talk about the powers being equal, and it's a difference of opinion, a disagreement. That's how we break it down. And sometimes it could be one time or a few times, and then we can solve it. Simple stuff. Where bullying is repeated behavior. Usually it's unequal in power. Someone's more powerful than the other. And the goal is to be hurtful, to cause harm. So that's the major differences.
And number 3, difference between tattling and telling.
With students, we try to break down those two because often they hear, oh, I didn't want to tell because my teacher would say I was tattling. But we tell them that tattling is when you're trying to get someone in trouble, when there's nothing important going on. You just want attention or someone's wanting attention. Where telling is someone's being hurt, I'm being hurt, or property is being damaged, and there's an emergency that needs immediate action. So we often ask them, is it something important? Are you reporting or are you tattling? And then we try to make sure that they have those skills to distinguish.
Thank you. What are some ways that you see bullying in the schools?
I see bullying from different children, how they may call children different names. Maybe they pull or tease each other at recess, not sharing their sports equipment like balls and things like that, just calling each other names. There are several different ways that I may witness bullying here at school.
How do you try to prevent bullying around you?
I try to talk to my children all throughout the year, but especially at the very beginning. I try to build community, tell them that we're all a family and we work together to help each other. We don't laugh at one another if something happens. I try to make our classroom as comfortable as possible so they don't mind sharing their ideas or their answers, and let everyone know that everyone is valuable and what they say, whether it's right or if they have a wrong answer to a math question, for instance, that their answer is valuable and we don't laugh or pick at each other.
Thank you. As a parent, how do you feel about bullying?
As a parent, how do I feel about bullying? Well, as a parent, I have to feel all kind of ways. I have to want to be concerned about bullying because it's something in the now, it's something in the natural, it's something that is taking place, especially when it's your very own child or my very own child. So it's my responsibility as a parent, as a leader, as an authority figure to care, and not only care but to raise awareness on the different types of bullying and the issues of bullying.
What are some of the ways you have seen bullying?
I've seen bullying in school in lots of different ways. Children pick on each other. They call each other different names. They may hit another student. They may They may send notes to a student. There are several different ways that students in school bully.
What are some of the ways that you are preventing bullying?
I try to talk to my students at the very beginning of the school year every year, just telling them that they can come to me if someone is bothering them. I also talk to bullies, people that could possibly be a bully, and tell them, just why it's not cool, why you would, how they could hurt people's feelings, how they could hurt people's self-esteem by being a bully, and just try to do things from that point of view.
Here's one right here too.
Okay.
What's going on, everybody? Let's address the issue of bullying today, which seems to be widespread across America and the world right now. What is bullying? Well, bullying is anyone who is intentionally trying to harm another in their spirit, a physical harm, or a mental harm, mental abuse. That could be aggressive with them. It could be sexual abuse. It could be religious abuse. It could be all kind of things being picked on in the community, at the church, at the schoolhouse, family. A bully, basically, once again, is anyone that is intentionally trying to harm another, control them, manipulate them, and keep them down. So now we know what bullying is. The question is, what kind of long-term or short-term abuse does it have on a little one? Well, bullying can cause short-term. It can cause short-term abuse by causing the child or the teenager or the adult to actually cage themselves in, to be a hermit, be lonely. Oppression sets in, depression sets in. It can cause them bitterness, resentment, all these things. And a short term could actually cause them, if they're being bullied, if they're a victim, to take their life, which a lot of children are doing right now, and parents aren't even aware of their child being bullied. Long term could be as simple as they taking on the characteristics of knowing how to bully and basically becoming a bully themselves, carrying on the generational curse. So that's why it's important for us to notice what bullying is, notice how bullying is taking place, and what the effects of bullying are doing to our children, our teens, and our adults here in the world today. So it's important that we understand and we take notice that bullying is taking place in our own homes, okay? What can we do to prevent bullying and stop your bullying? What can we do to prevent bullying? Kids, what we can do is do what? Go tell authorities, right? Run tell on them. Do not continue to take bullying on an everyday basis, because it could end up causing y'all to do things that you don't want to do, okay? So what do we do about those that bully us? Go tell authority, that's right. And by doing this, we're hoping that we can get the authorities to get involved to do the proper procedure and take care of these bullies out here, so that we can shut this issue down across America and across the world. So what must we do?
Tell authorities.
Tell authorities, that's right, run tell that.
Don't be silent.
That's
Always
right,
go tell.
don't be silent. No bullying, stop the bullying. Yeah.
Good morning, boys and girls. Today we have a special guest speaker. Mr. Toasty is going to come in and talk to us about bullying.
Hi, boys and girls.
Walking down the hall, bully. Walking in the neighborhood, bully. I'm a bully. I can see ya. I'm sick of walking down the hall, getting picked on cause I'm small, getting picked on for my glasses, and they laugh cause of my fatness, just because my clothes look cold, and my shoes, they got some holes that don't give you any right to laugh at me and pick a fight. You bully, bully. Bully, bully. Bully, bully. Bully, bully. Bully, bully. Skinny, and there goes olive oil. You talk behind my back, but to my face you acting loyal. You so cruel and overbearing. Every word you speak is swearing. You intimidate, manipulate, control aggressively. You bully, bully. 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 You're a bully by the he say, she say, they say, spreading rumors, slandering my name and wedging me by pulling on my bloomers, taping jockstraps to my mouth so they can't hear me when I yell. If you swirling me and my OP one more time, I'ma tell. You bully, bully. 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 You see him blow my email up, and you cuss me out on Facebook talking about how much you hate me cause the color of my skin. You seek to intimidate, discriminate, humiliate me, and gang up on me with your friends. This is tough, like now it ends. You lie, you cheat, you scandalize my name, you harass, you bug me, play, you childish games, you say you smash, you hit, lying to your friends. The devil is a liar, this here is you bully, bully. Don't you put your hands on me, don't you put your mouth on me, don't you ever threaten me. If you do, I'll snitch on thee. You ain't gonna beat on me. Bully, bully, listen up. I'll run and tell authorities and have you locked up. You bully, bully. 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 Do you remember? That giant and Goliath? What David did to him, he dropped him dead like Ananias. I ain't lying and this ain't no threat, but God has got my back. He says that the last is first, and the first becomes the last. You bully, bully. 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 So there you go, bullies. We just letting y'all know we raising a new generation. It's alright to go and tell. You feel me? So stop your bullying.